Welcome to Healthy Meals in Heels. Today I'm wearing my beautiful Calvin Klein pumps, and this is part of my segment for Healthy Habits Friday. I'm a firm believer that to look good on the outside and feel good about yourself, you need to eat healthy and pay attention to the kinds of foods that you prepare and eat each day. So in this segment of Healthy Meals in Heels, I'm going to be providing recipes and show you how I prepare some of the things that I make, in addition to some tips and substitutions that I've learned along the way. So today's recipe is called veggie rice. It is a very simple recipe. It's a recipe that when you make it, you can embellish it any way you want. Be mindful if you have any food allergies to be careful what you do prepare, because this dish does have mushrooms, and if you have a mushroom allergy, obviously you would not want to put mushrooms in this dish. Now I cook low sodium, no MSG, no soy, and I'll show you how I do substitutions for those things along the way. So let's get started. What I've done is I've laid out all the ingredients that go into the dish. I've already prepped the food to keep the video pretty timely, so I'm going to show you what you're going to be putting in your dish. So what I have here is about a half a yellow onion diced. You can use more or less to taste depending on how much onion that you like. I have here fresh garlic that I use that's peeled. It's also diced. I buy this garlic. It comes in a package already peeled, but it comes in individual packets. And generally speaking, I use an entire packet when I cook because I love garlic. So you can use as much or as little as you want. So that's your garlic. Then what I did is I actually sliced, not too thin but not thick, about 1.5 stalks of celery and a large carrot. That's sliced not too thick because you're going to saute these and you don't want this to take a long time. And it's all organic. Now, if you buy nothing else organic, think about buying organic celery. Celery, I read, is one of those vegetables that really can retain pesticides. And so if the one thing that you always buy organic, make it celery. Now what I've also done is I've sauteed my mushrooms. This is one package of Baby Bella organic mushrooms. I pre-sauteed them in a little butter, olive oil, and some garlic powder, because sometimes if they release some water, you don't want the water to get into the dish. And then finally here, I have 1 cup that I've already prepared of the Indian basmati rice. You can cook it any way you want. If you want it a little bit more al dente, if you want it softer, you can do that. And a little hint about rice or pasta or potatoes is if you prepare it the day ahead and then you chill it in the refrigerator, ideally overnight, you can lower that glycemic index when you eat that food, so you're not getting that spike when you eat that type of food. So this was actually prepared yesterday and has been refrigerated. Now the final ingredients are that I use this olive oil. It is California Olive Ranch. It's an excellent olive oil. There's 2 different kinds. There's the California blend and the global blend. I use the California blend. It's not cheap, but it's a very good olive oil. Has that nice peppery taste to it, and I think it's excellent. I use no other oils when I cook other than either avocado oil or olive oil. That's it. And then finally, I use this butter. I try to find a grass-fed butter or something that actually contains olive oil in it. So there are your ingredients, and so now we're going to put this all together, and the beauty of this recipe is it only takes 1 pot. So here we have our butter, we have our garlic that's in the individual packets, we have our California Olive Ranch olive oil. Here's real salt, which if you're going to use salt, that's the one to use. We have our diced up carrots and celery. We have our baby Bella mushrooms. You can also add a package of shiitake mushrooms, which are delicious and are healthy for you. And then we have our basmati rice that's already been prepared. So there are all your ingredients. Okay, so all you need is one large fry pan. It's all in one pan that we make this dish. It's very easy. And what I've done is you don't want the flame to be too high, too much heat. We are not making fried rice here. We're making a soft rice. So we want to keep the flame to a medium low. And what I've done is I've taken about 4 to 5 tablespoons of olive oil and a good pat of butter, and I'm melting it, and we're going to first add the onions, and we want the onions to just soften up and get translucent, and hold off on the garlic. So we're going to put our onions in first, and you're going to move them around and get them nice and soft and saute them in your butter and olive oil. And it smells so good. And again, you want to keep the flame on the lower side and just be patient for the onion to saute nicely. And the reason you don't put the garlic in with it is because the garlic will cook up a lot quicker and you don't want it to burn or get too overcooked. We're now going to add the carrots and the celery. And you're just going to place that in there, and you can do this, and if you're finding that there isn't enough, you can go ahead and add more olive oil. Olive oil is good. And so you want to mix this around, and it probably takes about, I don't know, 7 to 8 minutes for the vegetables to soften up. So we're going to let this cook up. Here we go. I added about 2/3 of that cup of rice that I had prepared. You literally just put it in the pot, and what you want to do is you just want to incorporate the vegetables and the olive oil into the rice. And again, you don't want this too high because you don't want the rice to actually fry. You want it to just get nice and soft with the vegetables. Now what I also do is I'll add more olive oil again, just to get that nice and saturated with that nice olive oil. You have the onions and the garlic and the celery and the carrots, and you stir that all together and incorporate all of that together. And just keep folding it and folding it. And you can add other vegetables. You can add more of what I've already put in here, whatever. You can even add any kind of herbs that you might like that might change the flavor of this a little bit. But I don't add any salt. But when I do, make sure that you put in real salt. Mine in Utah, it's unrefined, has all its minerals. And if you're going to use salt, this is really the best thing to use. So now that we've gotten this pretty much incorporated and heated, now we're going to take our mushrooms, and we're going to put the mushrooms right there into this dish. And basically, you're just going to continue to stir. This is one pot. It's so easy. It's so delicious. It smells good. And it makes a wonderful meal. So now we're going to take this, and I'm going to plate it, and I'll meet you at the table. Okay, so our veggie rice is now cooked. I have it in this beautiful container here, and I'm going to plate it. And again, this is something that you could have alone as a lunch, or you could pair it with maybe a nice piece of salmon or some chicken. And that leads me to my next recipe that I'm going to be cooking for you, called bourbon chicken. Now, bourbon chicken usually has soy in it. I don't cook with soy, so when you see this recipe, you'll see how I have a substitution for soy in that recipe that's very healthy for you. Now, you could salt it with your real salt. You could add some more olive oil if you like additional olive oil. I'm pairing it with this lovely Pinot Noir from France. It's amazingly inexpensive. It's about $10 to $12 a bottle. It is a very nice Pinot Noir. I actually have people that don't drink red wine enjoy it, and I have people that drink a much more full-bodied Cabernet that absolutely love this Pinot Noir from France called Belle Eau, and the link is below. So please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and hit that notification bell because there's lots more videos coming. And thank you for watching. See you at my next video.